Hello everyone. Today a short video on holistic dry fasting. Our practice is about living, not performing. We'll go into a bit more detail. What is this holistic dry fast and how does it differ from other fasting types? The first thing is to step out of the dogma of days. Many people arrive at the retreats. This is how I function, and I would like to do 3, 4, 5, 7, 9. We are told about days. Many people talk about dry fasting in terms of days. Let me remind you, dry fasting is not a performance. It's a journey of self-discovery. It's not a race, it's not a performance, it's not a competition. It's truly an intelligent process, a process of life, a process of living, of letting go, of allowing, of letting things happen. To put all systems and organs at rest, put the nervous systems into the soothing and tranquil state of the soul, and let the intelligence of life, of the body, of homeostasis, of the living principles within us take over. We have physiological and energy processes. As electromagnetic beings, we emit electromagnetic waves. We have transmitters and receivers. It is enough to simply put things at rest, to create a framework that promotes rest, which will relax the entire nervous system and allow for better detoxification, better regeneration through stem cells and growth hormones. The entire post-fasting homeostasis will take about 2 months to adjust, to resolve. First mistake, one should never operate in terms of days and focus their attention. I've done 5 days, I've done 7 days. It's good. We can say it. We can tell people it's very, very good. But in no case should it be an ultimate goal to operate with a daily mindset that we've managed to achieve compared to the fact that it goes far beyond that. So, vision process, return to oneself, introspection. That's the true dry fast. We are in a dry fast. Body, soul, spirit. We are also in an evolutionary dry fast. We are more than 150 years back. Shelton, they were pioneers. All the pioneers there have been in fasting. They had their time, they did their work to evolve. Now we are in 2025, 2026, we must evolve, we must adapt. We must take into account the new information available in nutrition. We are not stuck on dogmas. Like some people are, they remain stuck 40 years in the past. That's their choice. Dry fasting must evolve, must move to a new dimension. A new paradigm. We must consider new developments and not remain stagnant. We have many fasting centers that are stuck in the past. They are based on old standards, which is fine. I think we need to go further and take into account what science offers us. To work on the person and not on pathologies, focusing on restoring systems in relation to diseases. This is not the right approach. It's about the idea of introspection, of working on oneself. And of course, the physique will follow. It's clear that dry fasting is an experience that is lived day by day. And you can't make predictions, you can't make plans. It's about observation. It's about personal observation that you do. There is an environment, you have coaches. In the retreats, of course, everything is in place to be able to do in-depth work. You can really rely on support whenever you need help. Around the clock, there's always someone available. You can reach out. If there's a crisis, there's someone there. We have all the systems that have been designed for you to allow for the relaxation of the nervous system, to enable communication. We will talk about some details of how we perceive dry fasting. It is the body that decides. It is the interiority. It is not the mind that decides. The number of days planned in advance amounts to setting a standard external to a deeply internal process. It is a serious mistake to want, apart from the mind, to dictate. I will force it, I will reach that day because I saw it in a book. That's how it is. And if I don't do the 7 days, the 5 days, I won't be healed. All of this is an illusion. We made the books, we provided very general information. But it is not the books that guide the person. It's intellectual information. There is information, okay, but nothing replaces practice. The present moment of what you are experiencing. Every moment things are moving. In your case, there is an intelligence. There are emotions that resurface. There are moments of fatigue. Everything is timeless. We truly adapt to all these phenomena that occur during a day of fasting. Dry fasting in particular, because it's a very powerful fast, which works very hard, where there is a lot of elimination. There are many crises that can resurface. We are truly on a transformative overall experience, and not on something that remains physical as some do. Okay, there are people who do that, and that's fine. We need to move to a new dimension. That's why we're pursuing this holistic fasting method. By the way, I'm making a brief aside. The film, The Hidden Power of Dry Fasting, will be released next May. I've included the trailer for you. Support this film, it's important. Even contribute €5. Contribute something. This will allow Alessandro Amori, the Italian filmmaker. Of course, it's a film. We're not highlighted. It's primarily Italy. There is a group that is highlighted. There will be Italian doctors. It's an Italian film, but still I think it will have some distribution worldwide because it will be translated into English. Experts are fasting that exist worldwide. They have gathered the best doctors involved in this. Additionally, there are serious fasting centers that conduct comprehensive work on the holistic dimension. Support this film. Even donate a small amount to help the film get finished. We hope by May. I believe he told me by May. This is Alessandro Amori. He is a director I admire for his work and courage. On that note, perhaps we'll come back to this topic. Anyway, that's not the point. You've got the right announcement. Dry fasting, a living experience, day by day, minute by minute, hour by hour. We don't decide in advance, we don't know, we observe. We focus a lot on observing the fasters. We let them go through their process. You just need to let things that surface emerge. And then support is key. It is vital because emotions surface during dry fasting. There is nervousness. You are on edge. When you are on edge, you are ready to let go. You are ready to want to erase the past, want to rebuild again. Dry fasting is unique because it truly allows you to delve deep into your guts, bringing about certain awarenesses that emerge over the days. You may experience a certain discomfort that can occur for some people, or an enlightenment that may happen regardless. Things are happening. It moves intensely because you are deprived of something essential, which is life, which is water. You are deprived for a certain number of days too, of course, coming out fresh. And of course, you are never thirsty since your body makes metabolic water, which is done with the help of adipocytes. You have lipolysis coming into play, with water consequently hydrating you nonetheless. You are not depleted in hydration, but there is a whole dry process aimed at realigning you to completely reset your body. So support is key, whether it's in the group. You have a strong group energy that allows you to go much further than if you were alone at home facing yourself. Of course, it's possible. I have used it a lot in emergencies for minor ailments, colds, back pain, etc. Dry fasting works very well in emergencies, but it will never replace an experience in a group where you can rely on a structure. There are systems. You can find therapists and support at all levels. This enables you to reach out and talk whenever you require assistance. What you don't say will create wounds or trauma within you. It's simply how things work. Self. So it's fundamental to be able to express things that you have within you. Dry fasting in a holistic group like we practice, we are currently the only center in dry fasting to offer a holistic and complete support, which gives you the opportunity to unload things, whether in a group or individually, because there are two therapists. I also play that role. If people come to talk to me, I am also there to listen. So at any time you can come and talk to someone, there's no problem. We are here for that. We are all trained for that. So a lot of kindness, a lot of humility. The dry fast is not an ego competition. It's not about I'm better than the other dry fasting center or whatever, as we can see dry fasting centers appearing. Many centers are about ego, but we aren't involved. Young people should develop through dry fasting, and each center can have its own method. Dry fasting is for everyone, but some want to keep it to control others. Avoid those people. More dry youth centers are needed. More centers mean less marginalization. I was happy to see Italians who do a spiritual dry fast. I was quite impressed. And it's great that there are people like that who take the plunge, who have the courage to venture into it. And I really encourage everyone, those who are very interested, to get involved, to support people. It's such an interesting job because you manage to free people, help people with pathologies, but not only that. It's also about assisting in the evolution of a human being on subtle levels. So dry fasting is about body, soul, spirit. They work as one. We're not just physical. Our friends in the East, many in Russia, have remained very focused on the physical. They don't want to engage in emotional support. It's not their thing. They don't know how to do it. It's a shame, but it would still require some to take an interest in it. So yes, I know one. It's true. You have to look for them. You have to find them. In Russia, there is one person who does that. It's true. But it's very rare. It's very, very rare. There you have it. So support is the key. The connection to oneself, self, the aid in the release of emotions, individually or in groups. That's important. You have 20 different people in a group. These are groups we have up to 20 people. You have 20 ways of functioning, 20 individualities. You must adapt to the story, to each person's emotional blockages, to the terrain they have. You must adapt. That's why it's very personalized. So we keep an eye on everyone. We know for sure. We know when to stop them. We feel it, as we have a lot of experience in this matter and are the only ones with this expertise. We have also improved our intuition a lot. That is the art of it. Needs to be developed. Intuition is something you work on. Some people are more naturally gifted than others. It varies. So I am lucky. Marie Christine and Edith are very connected beings. They also have a sense of perception. I also try to have my own perception to develop it. It's fundamental when you have to manage groups in dry therapeutic fasting. Understanding the person above all is the key to dry fasting. Knowing how to listen to the body, the person's energy. Adapting activities for the person on a day-to-day basis. Next point, the assessment. The initial assessment is very important. It allows for a precise evaluation of the person's bioenergetic state, whether it is in bioresonance or functional medicine, to assess the person's vitality, the energy reserves they have. It is fundamental. We do this initial assessment. We are one of the few. I know there are a few centers in France that have a GDV camera, a bioenergetic assessment. They can perform the assessments. It's really very important to be able to rely on this technology. It's science. The Russians have developed this extensively. It allows for conducting assessments, very precise. We know where we are. We can assess the person's weak points, understand their reserves, energy level, and stress level. These devices are truly crucial. because we can see where the person stands. We can then adapt accordingly. Of course, if the person comes before the treatment, we can adjust, provide assistance, and start working beforehand. It's fundamental. If we can have an appointment beforehand, we can already work on certain things in advance to do it well. Later, if people are more or less in good shape, they come. Work is done during the dry fast. Then afterwards, we can adjust based on the assessment we've made to give a plan. Whether it is with dietary supplements, plants, remedies, or methods that work on the person's energy, on their vitality. Very simple, very targeted things that correspond to the bioenergetic assessment the person received at the start of the program. These evaluations give us security. We know our status, and that's key. We focus a lot on safety. We monitor people during the treatment. We have the equipment to measure. We encourage people to self-evaluate. I won't go into detail here, but there is a self-evaluation that is essential to perform during the treatments. I know we are one of the few gaming centers, especially in dry fasting, and we are unique to truly offer this very personalized follow-up where we are sure that the person does not become agitated. This means a state of incapacity where they exceed the law of hormesis. The individual will exceed their adaptive capacity. They will put themselves in danger. So we are many to watch this to ensure that dry fasting is beneficial for the person, because she really has a maximum amount of energy to be able to break the dry fast and recover energy. There you have it. So the vitality assessment of the reserves are fundamental to ensure safety during dry fasting. Next crucial point, the relaxation of the nervous system and fascia during dry fasting. This is crucial, a new way we approach dry fasting. It's really important. A convention I had, which I immediately saw, that everything absolutely had to be focused on that. The more you have a person that you can calm during dry fasting, the more they will experience a peaceful dry fast, and the further they will be able to go with it. Elimination crises bring healing crises more easily, more naturally, or not. Some people lack, if I do a dry fast, I might not have a crisis. Some people have crises, others don't. It depends. But it allows the person not to be in a tough spot. There are too many centers that hurt people by putting them on too many fasts. Very short, for beginners. No pressure. Dry fasting is gradual. We push, we step up. 2 days, 3 days, 4 days. That's how it goes. We train with levels. It's like fasting while exercising. Centers with beginners doing a 10-day dry fast. 11 days the first time. We see it. We see people doing it. This isn't my school. This isn't how I view dry fasting. But we must go very slowly. We shouldn't cause suffering too violently on the body. But the work on oneself during dry fasting, it must be dry. As long as the nervous system is tense, the body resists. Nervous system and fascia relaxation truly opens the path to regeneration. The calmer and more relaxed you are, the more the fascia relax. Fascia hold emotions, the more you work on them. Just as we have the technique of armor, we have individual support, we have massages, treatments, we have group work. All of this helps you to release. You are in a group energy where you can draw from. The mirror effects between people are spectacular. You have people with different stories. You hear something, it resonates with me. I've experienced that too. You have people who are very connected. You make friends for life. We have people who are still in touch, who have done retreats in the past. It's extraordinary. You truly create a community. And this community effect, it is fundamental. We offer this opportunity to create a cocoon, a setting where people are truly in a group and they progress. That's why young people start dry. Everyone begins day one at about the same level. People are on the same footing. This allows for much more to have support, that is more in tune with the youth, because there are too many discrepancies. In the past, we had young people who arrived 3 days early. There were discrepancies of 3 to 4 days between the groups. We can do less cohesion work, less interesting. So relaxing the nervous system is the royal road. There are body techniques. We offer different workshops, the Schumann platform systems of Chi Machine. All these devices that I have set up, that I have not developed, but that I brought to the dry young cures, allow for the relaxation of the nervous system, working on the lymphatic system, working on circulation. Because in dry fasting, you have a hemoglycia. The blood thickens. So it was necessary to find methods, find techniques, to be able to fluidify the sound. And these devices allow you to go further, to be less in difficulty during the treatment. Free the youth in the dry season. Reassure everyone. Be in a cocoon. The more you promote this psycho-emotional relaxation, the more people can be at ease and go far. Better regenerate, better detoxify than if there is resistance. This is what we call the state of enervation. Hygienists are well aware of this phenomenon. So the modern dry fast is a human dry fast. Near people, we listen, we hear their tales, we avoid egos. We are truly there 24/7 to help people to be able to go through their process. Nature is well made. Dry fasting is a pause with yourself, and you let life's processes take their course. If you need help, you have the structure that is there. You can rely on the group. You have the therapists who are there. It really allows for a of bodily and physiological change process. Currently, the therapeutic dry fasting, as we offer it, is found nowhere else. You won't find any center that goes as far as what we are experimenting with. We really managed to go very, very far with certain people to really have crises. I went to see in the rooms when there are people in crisis. Sometimes it's spectacular. There are a lot of humility that must be shown in the face of this, and we let the process happen while ensuring the person's safety. If we feel that there is really something, then we intervene, we stop it. We do what needs to be done. We have the eyes to sense and the intuition. That is truly fundamental in young fasting. It's a lot of humility, being transparent, saying things when they need to be said with the person is important. So young dry fasters, we are in a new way of doing dry fasting, where we really try to provide this support, to provide this help, to go and unblock, because you are ready to unlock emotions. In the dry fast, you are on edge. If in addition, we have psychomotor therapies available, it's a blessing. You achieve, instead of spending 7 years in psychotherapy, here in 10 days, you accomplish a much more effective work in just 10 days because your body is ready, it is cleansed. The organs are clean, memories are released into the water. You have all sorts of information in your fasting water, your water in the tissues that is released. You are ready to want to do the thorough extraction of fluids from both the lymphatic and nervous systems. You twist and pour out the trash cans. Moreover, you can express, say, now this is what I want in my life. There are truly real transformations. Very, very powerful. That's it. So with modern dry fasting, the more we relax the nervous system, the fewer days of fasting are needed. That's why we've shortened the distances. We can clearly see that there's no longer a need to push people into distances, as I did initially. I pushed people into very long dry fasts. It was difficult. There you go. We're no longer in that paradigm. We evolve, we adapt. Maybe in 10 years, we might be connected to the spiritual. The idea is really to be able to have people who are somewhat accustomed and can switch to a dry fast very quickly without too much preparation. Then afterwards, we might be able to move on to expert dry fasts or perhaps practice silence for 10 days. That would be amazing to do. We no longer need to guide because people are ready. They are connected to themselves. Everything happens on its own. That's somewhat the ultimate goal to achieve in dry fasting, because it becomes very spiritual. We let go, and then we can reach respectable distances without worrying too much about what we're doing. We are truly completely connected to the feeling. The modern dry fast of spiritual emotion is a fluid process, deep, connected to one's divine, to one's inner being. We are in that movement, in that idea for the future. Beware of harsh treatments. There are many fasting centers that offer treatments, whether it's Thai massages or overly forceful, too aggressive techniques. We are no longer in that mindset. A treatment should be comfortable, truly bringing gentleness to the body. When you hurt someone during a treatment, regardless of whether the therapist presses too hard on the body, it will create resistance and block all the systems. This will hinder the food crises, complicate the exit, and make regeneration difficult when stress is introduced. Dry fasting is already a stress. If you add more stress to it, it's not productive, it's a mistake. So really, we try to provide gentle treatments, a connection with your therapist who talks to you where you connect, and attention, gentleness, calmness. That's truly what care should be during fasting. Dry, no harsh treatments. Where you are treated like the deaf, it's not productive. From experience, and other fasters have experienced it. They have gone through real traumas. That is not the solution. So dry fasting is an art of listening and presence. It's a meeting with oneself. It's also a meeting with people who are going through the same ordeal as you. It's an initiatory ordeal. It can be compared to the shaman in pursuit of vision. This is a trial of holistic transformation, an alliance between biology, consciousness, and one's own life. It's truly a deep work on the soul, on who we are, on releases, and we set intentions before the treatment. We always do this exercise. And let it be. Dry fasting is an internal process, and you cannot ignore the psycho-emotional aspect, which is the fundamental key to having a successful dry fast and achieving a very good healing effect, because everyone experiences effects. At different levels, you have all the testimonials. Look, it's just a sample. Not everyone will testify. We couldn't have everyone testify. But you still have a sample. You have over 50 testimonials from people who have undergone these treatments, who experienced them on an outing. These are testimonials you receive 2 or 3 days after people have completed 9 days of dry fasting, which is important. Look at these testimonials, observe the feelings, how people are radiant. After having gone through such an ordeal, I am always amazed to hear these testimonials, which are very motivating in any case, for the work we do. That's all for today. See you soon for another video. Bye-bye.